let me tell you what. It's a rainy day out here in Toronto, Canada, but it's a sunny day in the NBA. Yes, it is. Can I tell you why? It's a sunny day in the NBA because the greatest phenomenon since Michael Jeffrey Jordan has returned to the NBA. That's right, my son. Some of you don't know this. Some of you don't know this. I am the father. I am the father of the great, I call him the Messiah. That's my nickname for him. He knows this. That's what I've been calling him on his social media, so don't act up when you, but let me just say the boy's name. Zion Williamson, right? The Messiah. I don't know what these other names these guys been giving my son the nickname of. But he's my son. That's right. I had to let him know after all these years that that's my child. Zion Williamson is back in the NBA. And this is what I need for a lot of you people to do. I need a lot of you to simmer the heck down, step the heck back, and be silent. Because I remember when all of you hecklers, all of you naysayers, all of you doubters, all of you prognosticators, okay? All of you ninjas with ill intent. We're talking about the fact that he's going to be a bust. We're talking about that his weight is too much. We're talking about that, he's never going to live up to his draft class and John Moran is the best player in his draft class. Well, let me say it like the old church used to say it. The devil is a liar, and so is your ugly mama and them cross-eyed little children y'all got. All of y'all lives. Because Zion's back. Not only, come on, Shando, kill a mosquito. Is he back? He's back better than ever. But now some people are trying to give credit to his strength and conditioning coach, and that's fine. That's fine. He's worthy of his accolades. But let's give the credit where the credit is due, because a lot of these players in the NBA have strength and conditioning coaches. All right, Kevin Durant still built like a soggy popsicle stick, and I'm sure he got a strength and conditioning coach. But let's give credit to the actual kid who is working to make sure that his body is ready. Okay, let's give credit to Zion, because when you walk around, and this is what a lot of people don't understand, when you walk around 280 pounds just naturally, 6'7", 285 pounds just naturally, people be like, oh, you got to take off weight. No, he doesn't have to take off weight. No, he doesn't have to take off weight. I'm tired of listening to you idiots who don't understand body makeup, that he has to take off weight. I'm 6'7", for some of you don't know. I'm 6'7", 270 pounds, a chocolate man, and I'm built like a brick house. That's why I know he's my son, okay? I'm not going to tell you my age, but the gray hair might let you know, but I'm built like a rat-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta monster. You understand? And so when you got that monster built, how you going to take off weight? I'm 270 pounds, skinny, with a six-pack. Come on. My son is a muscle-bound machine. The boy builds muscles. That's what he does. So his weight is more muscle than bulk. And yeah, if he gets on the wrong side of a cheeseburger, it looks a little fluffy. But that's because he wasn't playing. He was docile because he was resting his body. He was resting his body and getting ready to shock the doggone world yet again. Listen, I don't understand why you guys were on top of this boy like this. You saw what he did in high school. You saw what he did in Duke. You saw what he did in his debut and throughout the NBA. And I'll tell you right now, I believe he played 88 games in his career so far. He averaged 27 points. He was averaging 27 points out of shape with a bad wheel. Come on. How are you averaging 27 pounds out of shape with a bad wheel? And when I say out of shape, not in the shape he's in now. When I say out of shape, I mean post-injury. I mean not at optimal level. I mean not rocking the RoboCop of which he could potentially demonstrate, which you're going to see this year. Oh Lord! Imagine Brandon Ingram and C.J. McCullough and the Messiah. Imagine what that's going to look like. And those boys went to the playoffs last year without Zion. They went to the playoffs without Zion. I'm here to let you know. Hear ye. Atmosphere. Listen to my voice. I'm speaking in 4 different directions. The chip is coming to New Orleans. Did you hear what I said? City of New Orleans, as the rest of the world called it. But let me talk like the people that called from Bourbon Street, New Orleans. Listen, the chip is coming your way. Because you have the phenomenon. Hey, Yabo, you have the man who no man can stand before. Come on. God said that about Joshua in the Bible. He says, I will make you as a man that no one can stand before you. Well, that was a Messiah, but we've got a new one. His name is Zion Williamson. I don't know what his mama put in the porridge, but I tell you what, that's a bad man. Woo! Did you see the press conference? I wanted to see the jaws drop of all of these lousy commentators. Some of y'all are lousy. Let me call some of y'all out. Shannon, I'm going to call you out, bro. I'm going to call you out, Shannon. I'm going to start with you. Because you were one of the dudes talking about, you should know better than this as a football guy. That certain guys' bodies are different. You should know better than this. Putting your mouth on my son. Shannon, I'm going to call you out. But I'm not going to leave your co-host. Skip, I'm going to call your little wrinkle behind out too. Got no business putting your mouth on that boy. He's a young man. Of course he can get his groove back. Come on now. You guys saw Charles Barkley, and you've seen other guys that have come out, Corliss Williamson, and other individuals who carry the bulk. Karl Malone, walking around 275 pounds of muscle and bulk. And you're talking about this new generation of superhuman athletes, and you're telling me he can't bounce back? He was injured. Stop talking about, stop the things that y'all said. Shannon, especially you. Because your accolades of LeBron so-called James, okay, the so-called king, all right, the king who hasn't won much, okay, the king who's been conquered more than he has conquered, okay, your so-called accolades and running your accolades of him, I'm very disappointed in you, because you're the biggest fanboy of a big body guy. LeBron James is a big body guy, okay, different composition. More of an ecto than a meso. Zion is a mesomorphic guy with muscles. LeBron is an ectomorphic kind of semi-meso guy, built different, okay? And hey, LeBron can bulk up to 285 pounds too, but he doesn't lift weights that much. He doesn't do that kind of lift weight. So Shannon, I'm disappointed in you. Honestly, Uncle Shannon, I'm disappointed in you, man. Because, you know, I ride with you, Shannon, until you talk about LeBron James. But I ride with you most of the time, and I didn't like how you talked about my son, man. I had to cut you. I had to come on here and cut you. You should put your mouth on my child, all right? He's my son. Do a DNA test, right? Not with real DNA, but just figure it out. Skip. And some of you other guys, Charles Barkley, I'm trying to keep my Charles Barkley, Charles Bartholomew, I don't know if that's your real name, Barkley. Did you really try to put your mouth on Zion Williamson and talk about his weight? Did you really try to do that, bro? Are you serious? The man who said in his articles, and I quote, that I play better at about 292 pounds. Right? And then you try to spin it. You talk about how Moses got on you and said you got to lose weight and said that you're a fat. But you said out of your own mouth, Charles, number 34 used to follow you. I wore number 34 too. Used to follow you. The round mound of rebound, all the way from Auburn. The most fantastic thing under 6'6" I've ever seen. You had no business putting your mouth on somebody. Chubby! Out of order, out of pocket, and I can't believe it. And the rest of you who are not name worthy, I won't name you. I won't name Max Kellerman. I won't name Stephen A. Smith. Come on now. I can't even take you seriously sometimes, Stephen A. I can't even take you seriously sometimes because of the nonsense coming out of your mouth. Honestly, I can't even take you seriously. And the way you let that lady handle you the other day, Stephen, You didn't make up for it because she put you in your place, and I really wish you would have. I really wish you would have slapped her back in her position like you're supposed to. I won't bring it up now because we're talking about Zion, but man, I ain't gonna say it. But Stephen A, you put your mouth on my son too, and I'm just looking forward to a season where a 100% healthy Zion Williamson descends on the NBA like a wrecking ball. You understand me? This was my rant, and I'm looking forward to hearing what some of you knuckleheads, what some of you prognosticating ninjas have to say. Don't talk to me, and this is what you're gonna say. Well, if he stays healthy, he's not. Did Steph Curry stay healthy in his first few years? Huh? Was he healthy in his first few years? Was Joel Embiid healthy in his first few years? Didn't we have even a Michael Jeffrey Jordan that broke his leg? Come on, man. That's a given. People have to stay healthy to play sports. Dummy. We understand that. Some things cannot be controlled. The NBA game is a serious game. You got super athletes running at super athlete speed, cutting and moving. Guys get hurt, but guys adjust. The real athletes, the super athletes adjust. Okay, so what I'm going to close and say is this. At the end of the day, what will be established forevermore is that Zion Williamson is the best player in his draft class. That Ja Morant, who was an MVP candidate last year, maybe they ripped him up. Maybe they stole that from him. Who is number 2? This will go down in infamy. That draft is the second best draft in NBA history. Michael Jordan's draft was the best. But this draft, second best draft in NBA history, picking up 2 players who the league has never seen, but the greatest of those 2 is Zion Williamson. My son. New Orleans, make a place because there's O'Brien's coming. The O'Brien Trophy is coming. Larry's coming to visit. Make a place. That was my rant. Del K. Brereton. Don't talk about my son.